So today's been one of those big aha moments for me, and I really wanted to share this in the hope of, well, one, remembering it and better understanding it myself, and also if anyone can benefit from it, because I see that a lot of people are also having similar issues. But basically, let me start at the beginning of the story. So I've been training and doing all this stuff for over 10 years, probably since the age of 15 or 16 years old, so actually been 11 or 12 years, and really pushing myself to outside my comfort zone and everything, whether it was going to the gym and just training so hard, doing a lot of breath work, doing a lot of ice baths, saunas, fasting a lot, doing a lot of cleansing, eating huge amounts, doing competitions, fitness competitions and everything like that. And when I first started doing this stuff, I loved it so much, and it actually brought a lot of life into myself. Just doing cold showers in the morning, it brought so much life into my being, and I felt amazing and so strong and capable and inspired to live. And then somewhere along the lines, I would say about 3 or 4 years ago, it stopped working, and it started actually having the opposite effect. This masculine yang energy of pushing and trying to do more and achieve more and constantly being more and expanding and learning, putting things in here, growing my body, growing my muscles. There was a few really clear moments where it just stopped working for me. And I'll share one of them here. Is when I did a half marathon. I didn't train for it. I was like, I'm fit, I'm just gonna go smash this half marathon. And I went, did it, ran very fast and pushed myself and finished it. And then once I finished, my body just collapsed and I couldn't stand up. I was lying on the ground for probably about half an hour. My legs were all jelly. And then for about a month after, I felt like I'd broken my knees. I thought I blew out my ACL and just damaged it. And also my sinuses were messed up from breathing too much and just that exertion. And I'll share one more as well. I entered this competition for the F45 playoffs, and that was a 10-minute circuit where you got to go as fast as you can and do as many reps as you can. And I got there and I was all revved up on coffee, pre-workouts and beetroot juice, all this stuff. And I pushed myself so hard in the first few exercises that I was completely lightheaded and almost losing consciousness. And I finished it, and then I remember getting off the stage and just collapsing on the ground for 2 hours. I literally couldn't move. I felt like throwing up, but I couldn't even walk, and my vision was all messed up. So I just pushed myself way too hard. And then for 2 weeks after, anytime I breathed in through my nose, I would start sneezing, and my sinuses were having all sorts of issues. So these are 2 physical examples, and then there are many other examples where I fasted too much or I took too much medicines. I was using Harpe a lot, so blowing stuff up my nose again. And then, so when I became aware of this problem, 2 or 3 years ago, I started waking up every single day at about 5 or 6 a.m. with a sniffly nose. My nose would feel completely hay fever and an allergic response almost all the time. And so I'd wake up and I would have all sorts of anxiety as well. My heart was pounding early in the morning, waking up with a pounding heart all the time and feeling hot and bothered and just not good. Always anxious, always thinking thinking that I wasn't safe, and I could feel this tension almost always inside my body, this tension in my mind, a lot of social anxiety, even to the point where my own friends, if I knew a friend was coming over, even for a whole day before, or especially the few hours leading up to it, I'd be anxious and nervous, and my body was so tense. And then when I was in their presence and they were here, it would take me a few hours to actually rest and chill, and I could feel myself we're just having fun and hanging out as friends, but I had this tension. My shoulders were, and my body was tight. And the aha moment, which happened today and last night, was a lot of my problems that I've had. It's not caused by the physical, like it's not caused by mold or parasites or eating the dairy or eating out or whatever it is, but it's actually caused by my nervous system. And this is the key here. Like, I feel like my nervous system, from all the pushing and striving and doing this stuff, has been completely thrown out of balance, where it's making me have to live in a bubble. Like, there are certain foods where I cannot eat, because if I do, I'll have some kind of response. And it started to happen that if I went in the cold water for too long, I would actually feel sniffly and sick for the rest of the day. And then I would need to sleep a certain time. So my world, or my bubble, was getting smaller and smaller. And I don't want to live like that. Like, I want to be able to choose and be able to do anything I want, and not be like, I can't do this because this is going to make me feel this way, or I can't do too much cold, I can't do that, I can't run because every time I run my knees were hurting. And I realized even though it is all one and the same, that the key here is I need to regulate my nervous system and learn how to tell myself that I'm safe, so I'm not having this huge histamine response or MCAS response where my cells are like, oh, it's perceiving like some tiny little threat as a huge danger, and it's sending my immune system and immune cells into overdrive. And then my mind's running so fast, my heart's beating fast. And I learned this lesson as well, not this deep, but I learned it last year when I was in Bali, and I had a big ceremony. And for the first time in as long as I can remember, I felt this wave of peace and calmness wash over me, and I could actually just breathe like fully in, and it felt like nothing. The air was just falling into my body, and every single muscle was completely relaxed, and the tension in my mind, like, I just felt like everything was going to be okay. And I was thinking, man, is this the natural state that we're meant to be in as human beings? And have we strayed this far away, where we put ourselves constantly in a fight or flight mode, and we need to medicate ourselves in order to actually relax? Because I feel like we should almost always be relaxed unless there is a threat, and then our sympathetic system comes online and we like deal with the threat, and then we can come back to being relaxed. So being relaxed quite more often, or at least 50-50 with not being relaxed. And reflecting back, I was like, far out, I've not been relaxed for almost my entire life. And I was just trying to think where this came from. I can always like speculate, and it's been like it's just the continuous programming of the system, the school, and everything that always tells you there is something always that you need to do, and that relaxing and enjoying yourself and doing nothing is not okay, because you always have to do this assignment, you need to make money, you need to be learning, you need to be becoming something and making something of yourself. And all that programming and voices I've carried through my whole life. And even now, when no one's telling me this stuff, no one ever tells me what to do, and I'm my own boss and I can do anything I want, but I've still got all these voices in my mind, these personalities where I'm the one being the prison guard and being like their instructor and telling me, Toby, you need to do this. And it's just caused me to drive myself into a point where, like, I was feeling so lost. I'm like, what more could I do? I eat organic, I wake up and I get the sunshine all the time, I'm so fit, I'm so healthy, I'm doing everything perfectly physically. Why am I still having these reoccurring problems? And I feel like this is actually the root cause of a lot of things. When I look around at people and observe people, I think this is like the root cause of a lot of things, is this underlying feeling that we are not safe to be who we are, and where we're on high alert all the time. So I'm learning at the moment, and I wanted to share this video here because this is what I'm going to be delving into more. I'm just taking a step back from the extremes, where even though even though that was like a really, really fun time, and I don't regret it at all, because I learned so much from going into the extremes of all these things and exploring it, and having these health problems has been a catalyst to make me look deeper into all this stuff. So it's all part of the awakening, but now is the part I feel like where I can just rest a bit more and explore how I can regulate myself. How can I make myself feel safe and the people around me feel safe? Calm myself down, lower my heart rate, breathe a bit deeper, work with some herbs instead of just taking all the stuff out of fear. This is the other one. Fear has been the root of a lot of things. Like, I'm not doing this because I'm scared of it, but it's like, I want to choose. I'm not doing that because I don't want to do that, even though I could, but I want to do this instead. Not, I can't do that because it's going to cause this response. I can't do that because that's bad for me. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share today, and I could go so much deeper, but I'll keep this video here. And yeah, just peace and love and blessings, and I hope this video helps, and I could keep you updated with the journey on these on future YouTube videos. Thank you for watching and listening.